Hello. So now I have shown you what are the basically virtual machine and virtual storage. I have shown you there are two type of okay. So virtual machine I have shown you, and I have shown you what is virtual storage and how do you connect virtual storage to this. How you can create a new virtual storage in this, right? So this is basically I have shown you. I'm just stopping these services because it will be going to consume my always you have to stop the services whenever you find. Okay, now see what are these. So this is storage which I have shown you. This is a pass actually. Again, there is another very important things is network. We have come to now network. What is a network? I have told you about the application needs minimum three things. It needs a network, it needs a storage, it needs a machine. Application runs on machines which does the processing. Network is connecting your client to the server, and storage is basically where data is stored, application is stored, everything is stored. So this is very important exactly. What is a virtual network? A network which is created in a cloud. Alright, why the network is required to be created in a cloud? If I wanted to connect multiple PCs in the network, if I have multiple servers in the network, if I wanted to connect them, then I need a network. So I need one virtual network. This virtual network, another way, if I wanted to have a on-premise my data center, or my data center is there on-premise, but I have full-fledged my infrastructure ready, right? Now I don't wanted to migrate everything from my on-premise to cloud, unless otherwise I'm sure my all these working things will be working guaranteed and all. So I wanted to keep a hybrid environment, and a hybrid environment in which you will find the machines which is there in your on-premise, and there is a cloud which is you have some machines on your cloud also. Now what is the use of keeping machines in the cloud exactly? So if you have online, now suppose I wanted to extend my basically network, or I wanted to extend my basically I don't wanted to spend a money, right? And I wanted to now, instead of purchasing a hardware, I suppose I have found in my hard on-premise network my load is required, my suddenly application load increases, so I need to purchase one server for this, right? So there is two option. I can either purchase from the vendors like IBM and HP and other people. I can call them and I can purchase one machine from them, and then get put it into our on-premise network, add it to that application, I install OS on that application on that, then configure it, then connect into the domain actually that, then access it from the local machine. But that procurement and the costing is very high, and implementation cost is, you can see here capex will be high, and you can see here opex will be high. Once you install this thing, also to keep maintain these things, you need to take a AMC contract from IBM server from where you will purchase this, right? So machines are not coming with the warranty full, they are coming with the only machines. So then you have to purchase a AMC subscription from the IBM, HP and other thing. On top of that, in this you have to purchase a license for operating system on new machines, and license for the application, license for the client, also to access the services and all those things. I mean to say this application which is installed on this. So you see lot of capex and opex, and the time is required in this. More capex, more opex, and more time is required in this. So what I did, I wanted to protect my I don't wanted to move my all the workload from on-premise into the Azure, but I wanted to extend my existing network to a virtual network, so that instead of purchasing extra hardware devices like server and storage and anything exactly, especially storage and network, I need an application to be able to access the able to have access to the virtual server, so that it can the load will be maintained by this application. Instead there are two ways, as I told you. One is add the physical machine into the physical network, on-premise network, or add the virtual machine and get attached to on-premise network. So once it is done, this combination, virtual and physical combination, is there. You need a virtual machine. Virtual machines or servers are there in the network. Provision will be done at cheapest and immediate, fastest way. You can do it in 5 to 10 minutes. Installation of the whole server will be available to you, and you can install the application on that within some time, and it is accessible to everybody, right? The costing is reduces. There is no need of capex cost. There is no need of to purchase any hardware you have to do. There is no opex cost because there is no maintenance is required. All the maintenance will be done by the Microsoft, and there is no licensing, that is volume licensing or the license you have to purchase for new machine on which new Windows operating system, like server operating system which you are installing. For that you have to purchase the license. For application which you are going to install it, like any office programs which we will be installing, or any other application if you are trying to install it on that, so licensing cost is also added in this. So capex, opex and costing, these all three things are there. And on top of that, here in the on-premise you have to maintain your own server actually. So you have to have an extra cost of the maintenance of your server also physically, because this is coming as a warranty, right? It comes with the warranty. So in the price may be included your warranty cost, or you can separately pay the money for the maintenance of your virtual server, I mean physical server. Here you don't have to pay machine for payment for the maintenance and all. Here the latest application, latest patches and all those things to protect your server will be provided by Microsoft. Microsoft also will be providing you service level agreement of 99.5% availability of your server to your application, right? That is not possible in the physical environment. When you purchase this thing from the vendor, that vendor will be just giving you warranty for the machine. Server, hardware server failure he can provide you, but he cannot give you the this thing high availability for your application failures or anything. I mean, if you have a one machine only, I mean, if you have taken the one machine and if it is not in the cluster, right, with the high availability cluster, if you either you have to put it into the cluster, you have to set up a cluster in on-premise for high availability of the application. But then again, scalability is not possible. Auto scalability is not possible in the local on-premise, where here it is possible. You purchase one machine, virtual machine, you can purchase second machine also. You can put it this machine into high availability. So as soon as the load increases, automatically the server extra server can be added in this automatically by setting by you. So see, the as application load increases, one number of machine, auto scale machine, so auto scale virtual machines will be added to your network. So this is a basically advantage of virtual network. So this is in a virtual network, whatever number of machines are there, they are having a high availability, scalability, and high availability, auto scalability, and load balancing. All the features are there exactly in this, which is not possible in the normal network. So this virtual network we are creating, this is basically to keep the servers in the network. Actually, using this also we can connect to the on-premise network. So how we can connect with this network? This is the first network which we will create it, and we will put machines into this, and then we will see that they are into cloud of my own cloud, right? This is my private cloud, or we can say my private public cloud. So it is there in this cloud. Actually my machines are there, and they are protected from all the types of viruses, spam, and all those things, and high availability with the SLA which will be there. So this is the one thing you will find in this. And if I'll connect it to the hardware, I mean on-premise, then definitely this portion of the machine will be handled by the Microsoft, right? So this is basically, this is a local network which is there in your premise. This is the IP address of your network. This DNS server is very important. This is the one which is resolving the name with the IP to name, right? Now this is DNS server. There's a local area network server, which is on-premise network, and this is the network which is there in a cloud. So we are creating one first cloud network.